beyond the human race is Taikai, a mechanically superior tyrant. Exiled to space, banished by a planetary inspector he is destined to destroy, left to rust, he has survived.
So Shin'en Multimedia came here at iDÉAME 2013 like a rocket, and they're showing us Jett Rocket II, the sequel for the 3DS. Welcome to iDÉAME.
Thank you for having me.
What can you tell us about this new game, which is after the Wii game, the Wii successful game?
Actually, this is the first time we present this game worldwide. We are happy that we can or have the opportunity to be at iDÉAME and have the chance to show that. Playable, because it's always something different if you play a game or if you see a game. Maybe you want to know why Jett Rocket II, or you have some other question?
Why and how? Does the gameplay change from the first one? And
of course, the 3DS is a totally different console to the Wii, so we have to make adaptations. And it stays a platformer. It's still a platforming game. It's still the same character, but the camera and the way you play the game did change, and we tried to pick up comments from all over the internet. We love to listen to our fans, or even the people who didn't like our products, and implement that and just make it a better experience, to make it a better game.
maybe this is more like a side-scroller, even if it's designed obviously in 3D. Maybe it's a side-scroller, more less freedom for the camera and more obstacles, for example.
Maybe I just sum up the game. The cycle of development started with a 2D side-scrolling Mega Man type of game. Of course, development never goes straight, so you take side steps, see what works, listen to other people who play the game. Now we implemented 3D parts, which are similar to Mario Land's 3D, and we implemented mini-games. We have a jetski section, we have a shoot-'em-up section, we have some cloud skydiving section. So we tried to put variety, lots of different type, but always same game mechanics, so the people don't get distracted. They know what they're doing. But we want to surprise people.
You also surprised people with the first iteration on the Wii due to these technical achievements. What about the 3DS version? What are you squeezing out the 3DS hardware?
As I said, it's tough for us to develop on 3DS, not because we don't know, but we always want to push the hardware to the really end. And the 3D, which is an important thing, we always want to support, cuts the frame rate. You just need more frames, so we really have to push the hardware really hard. And that's why we had to make some adjustments to that old Jett Rocket style of playing. But I think it turned out good. You really have a clean 2D part, lots of action, lots of hidden puzzles, everything, and 3D parts which are about similar, but you have hidden areas where you have to look around. Maybe you don't see them, maybe you have to try things to find them, maybe look up the internet, maybe somebody else found something. Plus we have those action parts, and I think we managed it to keep the game at 60 frames, so it's very smooth running. And
you're trying to keep 60 frames also in 3D mode?
Yeah, of course. That's really nice. Yeah, and we hope the people realize and pick up the game.
Cool. Other important game you have on Nintendo platforms lately is the Nano Assault Saga. You had the Wii U almost launch title. It was launched?
It was a launch title. Nano Assault Neo was a launch title. We were approached by Nintendo, and of course it's a great honor to get early dev kits and be part of the Nintendo family, and can really be a launch title. It's hard because we don't know anything and we start from scratch, but we had a nice game. It was a 3DS game originally, and we had the opportunity to tweak it and just push the hardware, and because we had the gameplay kind of fixed, because it was working, and really could push the hardware and make a really nice game.
What about its reception and also Nano Assault X reception for the 3DS?
We are happy. I think it worked out well. We know it's a little niche title. Not everybody likes shoot 'em up games. It's a little bit super starter.
Inside the body?
Inside the body, I think the people like it. I think that's a pro thing. People liked the different setting. I think that worked out very well. You can do things inside the body which you can't do in a realistic setting. That's why we picked it. And the gameplay, I think the people like it. Of course, there's always things to make better, but you never know for the future.
You never know. Nano Assault is we could say it's inside the dual sticks genre, right? So for the 3DS, it should have been a bit difficult because you don't have a second stick by default. How has been that process to adapt the controls to the 3DS?
Basically, we knew that it is a twin stick shooter. No discussion about that. It is a twin stick shooter. We knew the 3DS at the very beginning. That was the first version. There was no second stick available, so we knew we had to go with the cross. And we played the PSP version, and it has no second stick either. Like you could play with the other one, and we tried it out and did lots of tweaks, and we said it's working. We do it. The people don't have something like that. We tried, and I think it worked out well. And the new digital version supports the Circle Pro Pad. So if somebody wants to play with 2 sticks, he can do it now.
Maybe you're lucky Monster Hunter came out recently.
Yeah, actually, we are quite happy about that.
Video game also.
Yeah, we hope so. We hope, in case you haven't seen it yet, please buy our games. I think it's worth the experience.
Okay, so you said Nintendo approached you when the Wii U launched. I think it's pretty logical because you've been almost exclusively development for Nintendo platforms, right?
We are exclusive. We haven't. I think the first game was a game for Game Boy Color. It's very old. Some people might know it, but we are happy. We have a very good relationship with Nintendo, and they give back. I mean, it's not something everybody gets, and we are happy when they approach us and help us to be a part of the launch lineup.
It's almost a love story. You're in independent studio, right? But you work exclusively for Nintendo.
Yeah, we must say our company are Nintendo fans. Our people, we have all are Nintendo fans. We love the Nintendo franchises, so it's a natural thing. We like to work for our heroes.
So Nano Assault went out digitally here in Europe, and Jett Rocket II, but they look really, really good. They look like high production values games. You have a dream of getting them on retail here in Europe too?
To be honest, we are very happy that we have those digital download channels right now, because we did lots of retail games in the past, and you always have a publisher in between, which is not a bad thing, because it's just like a person who can help you make a good product. But we got experience, and with this digital platform we are able to directly communicate with our customers. So we have no publisher in between who might think different how a game should be. We just listen to what people want to, and we make it that way, and can really publish ourselves on digital platforms. So we think we stay with that system as long as we can, and as long people support us.
And now you've talked about talking with people and getting them involved. And when the game is out, what you can use for that is Miiverse. A lot of developers are telling us here that they're really enjoying that post-launch support and the different features, unique features that they are, and also how the service is expanding. How are you getting that feeling from Miiverse?
I can say that it's not just Miiverse. We read everything. We suck everything up. And Miiverse is a great place because you get the feedback direct from the people who played the game. And I can say even our company posts there. So sometimes you might get a reaction of a developer to a comment of you. So please support that. We think this is a great place for all the developers, but even the users to stay connected. It's almost like a Facebook experience for gamers. So we think Nintendo is doing a great job right now to connect people over the internet.
Yeah, Shin'en Multimedia is almost known as the graphical geeks of the Nintendo platforms. Which tricks are you using for getting that much out of the Nintendo hardware?
Thank you very much, first of all, for that compliment. It's hard. Many people ask me this question, and I can't really say it's that or this. Maybe it's because our programmers come from the demo scene. A demo that's like 15 years ago was like a little program where people met like in university, and we tried to squeeze everything out of the Commodore Amiga, if anybody knows, and that's where the origins are, from making great graphical demos. So our programmers really know how to push hardware, how to go very deep into that hardware thing and to analyze it, how to get everything out of it. That's the technical side. On the other side, we got, I think, because we exist since 1999, quite a track record, and we try to build an art style which represents us. Shiny, vibrant colors, glossy, yeah, right. And always try to put that in every game, so our game just pop out of the normal lineup.
You could think it could also be like a lesson for other developers. I mean, for example, especially with the Wii, maybe later with the 3DS and the Wii U, but especially with the Wii, it was like this Jett Rocket game, digital game, looks better than maybe most of the retail catalog. What's happening here? They're underusing the possibilities of the hardware, you know?
That's basically right. Maybe they don't know, because I wouldn't say we are better than others, because we all have the same resources, but we just look at other games and see they have normal mapping. Let's do that. And we just try so hard until we've made it. Maybe our programmers are doing they're doing a great job, so we can squeeze that out. And I think we just try hard to get that. And I just can advise other people, just try hard. Nintendo hardware is not so bad than you sometimes read. I think it's way more powerful than it's communicated over the press. It's because everybody said the Xbox, the PS3, that's a good hardware, the Vita. I don't think so. I think you gotta work harder, you can push even more.
So yeah, related to that, we now have the next gen concept around in news and everywhere, and it's like it's always related to Xbox, new Xbox console and PS4. So for you, the actual next gen already started with you, right?
I don't like the word next gen, because what is a next gen? It's always a next gen. So of course the Wii U is not the next gen, because there will be a next Wii U. That's the next gen. No, I'm just joking. Basically, to be honest, of course, the Wii U is not the big leap hardware power-wise, but it is a big leap to the Wii. And to be honest, I think we reached a point where we don't need so much more hardware power. We need better games. And for every game, you can make it look so good, it's good enough for everybody. And I think the Wii U is a good compromise between price point, because we don't forget you have a tablet controller, you have a great hardware base, and it's much better than everybody reads. It's better than the Xbox, sorry, it is better, and you can squeeze lots out of it. But you have to really work hard on it, and I think you can make great games with it. And I'm not sure if a much more powerful PS4 will produce much better looking games. We reached a point where good games will sell. And I think that the steps will be much, much smaller in the next generation.
We've been shooting inside an infected body. We've been jumping and shooting rockets in a colorful world. So what's up? What's next for Shin'en and Nintendo platforms? Maybe Wii U or 3DS?
We are not done with 3DS, Jett Rocket II on the 3DS yet, so the people still have to wait 1 or 2 more months till we finish it, and then we can maybe talk about a release date, and that's what we're working on right now. Of course, there's another project we're working on.
Maybe a racer?
I should not talk about it, but it could be a sequel to a racing game. Maybe I can say that exclusive for Gamereactor. No, actually, we wanted to present something for the Wii U. It might be what you just said, a sequel to a racing game. And it will be something where we really try to push the hardware. I know that there are not very many games on the Wii U in that genre, if we might do something like that. No, there's not even many racing games that type, so we really want to show something that, wow, this is something great. So, but we will talk about that in the future. That's something we will reveal in the next few months.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
On the brink of the abyss lies the beginning of revenge. Jett Rocket II, the Wrath of Taikai.